Welcome to this is actually the fourth conversation in a new conversation that we started right after the beginning of the year, and that is in search of the Behind the Chair Millionaire. But no, wait, today's conversation is in search of the Behind the Chair Salon Owner Millionaire. We want to make sure that you're in the conversation as well. Best practices of millionaire salon owners, stylists. I think we have about 6, 7, 8 of them that you're going to be seeing. And my guest today that have helped put this together is Mr. Adam Oberman. Adam is the co-founder and president of PayRock. Way forever ago, there was a company that kind of grew up on Summit, Integrity. PayRock acquired them a handful of years ago. And think PayRock as integrity to the 10th power. I just absolutely love the relationship I have with PayRock and the Salon Save, which is AKA the Salon Owner Exit Strategy. That's why I invited Adam to come in. Tell us about the story, but also tell us about this and this, not only the program but the results. I'm not painting blue sky. This is not glimmer in the eye. This is not painting a picture. They have now, as of late, 371 salons that are taking advantage of the Salon Save program. When you do the math on that, my friends, $47 million saved. The average salon owner that's saving is already in 6 figures. It just cracked 100,000 as of a few days ago. The average holdback after the service charge for the processing fees is around 10%. I would say the range is 5 to 10. We're going to talk about how you get there. And out of the 371 salons, 6 of them are already into being what I would call a 7-figure savings. In other words, they have accumulated over $1 million. I want you to hear that big time. I want you to listen real hard to that. 20 of the 371, 300 to $1 million, and then it kind of goes down from there. 18, 200 to 342. I mean, you can see. And when I was talking to somebody from PayRock last night, I believe that the longest saver in there is back in the before 2010, and the average is 30-something to 40-something. So if you're a salon owner that's 30-something, 40-something, the average player in this community. So I'm getting as many stats as I can to show you that this is real. It's legitimate. It's practical. I'm going to have a whole lot more to say about this after I bring Adam on. But for now, I want to go back, get him. He's in my green room. I'm going to get him talking about the PayRock story, and then we're going to have a conversation about Salon Save. So, say a little prayer that the Wi-Fi gods are going to be nice to us today. There Adam is. I'm going to unmute him, and you're going to make him feel welcome, you guys.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I can't tell you how forward I've been looking to this conversation, and I'm very grateful that you would give us a few minutes out of your day and Zoom in and have a conversation. You have, in a real short period of time, become a very, very, very important part of my community's livelihood in their future with Salon Save and PayRock. So thanks for coming on.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. This is great. I love your energy. I've never met someone with more energy than myself. So I think you take the crown with that.
Thank you, my friend. I'll take it.
I love it.
When we bring guests on, we always, I know we're going to talk about the goodies, the golden childs and the jewels, but we always love to hear the story, like the PayRock story, because it gives us an appreciation of that you didn't come down with yesterday's rain, that you've been in the game and you've earned the right. So in a nutshell, give me a 2 to 3 minute kind of historical on who PayRock is and what got you to this place.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you. The company was founded 18 years ago. I'll be very honest, even though I'm bald with little to no hair. I'm 37 years old. So I founded the company when I was 19 years old with my brother and my cousin in a little 10 by 10 office.
Oh,
And when
wow.
we, yeah, so kind of an office like you're looking at here. And what we did is we founded it based on how are we going to differentiate ourselves from the competitors out there? And the number one thing is service, service, service. People do business with people, not computers, not systems, but people. How do we create that sense of feeling as a partnership style, not just a vendor style? We take the partner approach instead of the vendor approach. At the end of the day, every one of our 70,000 plus clients are our partners. Our sales agents are our partners. If you don't take care of your customers first and foremost, then you don't have a company that you could live by and stand by and say this is the best company since sliced bread. And look, Michael, I know there's a lot of competition out there, but what we've done in Payrock is we've separated ourselves from that competition. The biggest one is access to leadership. We have a pretty big leadership team. And I don't care how large we are, you still have access to that leadership. You still have access to getting the right folks on the phone, talking to those right folks. And we understand being in the industry that we're going through right now, even the times through COVID, it's tough and rough. And what have we done? We've reinvented ourselves to say, how can we go and help our customers and our partners through these hard financial times? And I know we're going to talk about Salon Save, and we're going to talk about savings. I want to clear the air that we are a merchant processor and an acquirer, and we love saving companies money. We love it, love it, love it. But at the end of the day, I want you all to focus on, it's not all about savings. It's that customer interaction. It's how can we deliver you the best, not only pricing, but service and approach, and that consultant approach. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to go with the cheapest provider out there. You're going to get the service that provides the rate that they give you. We're always going to help your bottom line. I mean, we understand that most salons, the fifth largest expense is credit card fees. So how do we either eliminate those or reduce those or get creative to work around those? And Michael, totally transparent with you, we created, the salon division years and years ago. So this is not something new. We have over 10,000 salons on our books out of the 70,000 clients. We are a global company. We process in 46 countries. I have offices in Northern Ireland, Canada, Mexico City, and in Europe. We go everywhere. So at the end of the day, we are very customer focused. We ensure that we always do the right thing, even when people aren't looking. And you know what? When you take that step up and you always do the right thing, it comes back to you. And you get looked at and viewed at as one of the better players in the industry. And that's what we want to be. We learn from the bigger guys' mistakes and we hone in on that and we expand to that. Because at the end of the day, the customers are what drives our business. And with no customers, we don't have any business. We don't have employees. We don't have agents. We don't have a business. So we love what we've created. We're a very energetic company. We're up and coming. We're now the seventh largest in the United States as far as credit card processors go, but we are still very nimble. We're still very creative. We don't let you wait in line to create a project or create something. We get on it right away because we know the importance of it. We are a very large company, but we operate it as a very small company. And we don't lose that approach that we started with, the family first approach, the customer approach. And that's the biggest thing. If we lose sight of that, we lose sight of our company.
I love it. I appreciate the story. It's huge. And what I got from it is that you have, if I heard right, I think you said out of a client base of, did I hear it right? Was it 70,000?
Yes.
And then out of that is 10,000 salons. And
Yep.
out of that, inside of that 10,000 salon community, you have 370 something of those salons that are taking advantage of, I'm going to call it, in addition to your service and family and being competitive in your pricing. And those are all very important aspects of excellence. But in addition to that, there's this 371 salon pocket of light inside
Hmm.
of this 10,000 salon community. I mean, I'm trying to do the math on that, but I know that it's well below 10, well below 5, and these are salon owners that to me, that's the whole truth. I think if there was an award for the highly unique, uh, sustainable value added point of difference in pay rock that salons aren't taking advantage of, Salon Save would win that hands down. So I'd like you to talk about Salon Save from your vantage point, and why that's, what do you see, what do you see about that that would connect to this conversation?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for that. When we got into the salon world and industry, we said, what's another differentiator? Sure, I could go out there and I could look at a credit card statement and I could lower their fees and I could help them integrate and I could give them great service. But how do we go a step above that? How do we go above and beyond that? And we noticed that these salon owners are so busy in their day-to-day work that they don't have time to think about themselves. They don't have time to think about, what they're doing or what they're storing up or their nest egg for their kids or their family or their future. So what we did is said, how about we do it for them? Let's make this easy because they're so busy in their scheduling and the appointments and everything that they're doing that we said, we're going to create a program called Salon Save. And it's thinking about you first, because at the end of the day, when you go and you run your salon, a huge portion goes to pay for your product, your employees, the overhead, the OPEX, everything that you're working on. But what about you as the owner? What about you as the end game if you are truly the owner and provider of that salon? So we came up with, me first consultative approach to where you take the money right off the top. So when those dollars come in, we allocate a certain percentage to be stocked away, put away in an account just for you, like a nest egg. You don't even know that it happens. We do it on the back end. We sit down with you and we look at your business as a whole and say, as your, specialized payment advisor, we advise you to take 2%, 5%, 10%, 15%, and allocate that towards the Salon Save product. Because at the end of the day, when you look at this 1 year down the road, 3 or 5 year, you're going to have this nest egg set up and you're going to look back and say, geez, I'm so thankful that I did that because I didn't have time to sit down with my financial advisor and look at the end because I only had a couple dollars here and here to put away. But if it's coming right off the top, you could budget for those dollars in the future. And that's humongous. And that's your money. That's your money sitting in an account that we manage that is 100% accessible to you. And if you want to draw on that and you want to take it, that's up to you. But, honestly, everyone that's listening, the majority of the people forget about it. And that's what's so special about this program. You forget that you have $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 sitting in an account. And then when we open it up to you or we remind you, you're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. Or, hey, through these rough times through COVID, maybe you need a $5,000, payment to pay for rent or a lease payment or whatever that is. You have that stocked away with us. So that is so important to us that we develop this program for you. This program is for all the salon owners because that is our heart. That is what we live and breathe in Payrock. Sure, we have 60 other clients, but they're all in different merchant category codes. But at the end of the day, when you segregate our portfolio, it's segregated to salons and salon owners. And we're expanding that. We're doing a lot within it. And I'm going to talk about in a little bit on how we differentiate ourselves from a customer and a technology standpoint. But at the end of the day, Salon Save was set up for customers and clients and partners such as you.
Wow, thank you. I mean, that was an extraordinary kind of overview as to what that looks like. And I've had the opportunity to I interview a few of the members in this pocket of light. I won't drop names, but it was interesting because as we were prepping for the interview, I was talking to some of your people because I really wanted to get a sense as to specifically how much has that nest egg grown to. And it became
Mm-hmm.
apparent as I was interviewing her that she had forgotten. Like, a lot of stuff going on. And that number was just this side of $1 million. And and she thought she wasn't even, she was like, she had forgotten about it. And she started like, I think she, like she's hyperventilating. I'm thinking about, okay, take a deep breath, because I'm doing another interview next week with someone that's over $1 million and doesn't know it.
Oh,
Because time flies, and like you said, what you don't see, you don't miss. And what's extraordinary, Adam, is the salon owners have figured out how do I manage this, so that I don't get myself in trouble. So you're not violating any of the budget guidelines set down by Summit. It's basically a pay yourself first, as you call it,
right.
me first. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else would you like to add to the conversation around this? Because I want to make sure that I've given you the opportunity to say what you think is relevant about this, because I'm going to take them on a little ride as to why this would be important to them, but I don't want to take any thunder away from you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, new customers of Payrock that come to Payrock in this industry, our approach at the end of the day is always try to figure out how to save our partners money on a monthly basis, annual basis. And we're all about that, from the credit card fees. Can we eliminate those? Absolutely, we can. Can we reduce those? Absolutely, we can. But that's not our main focus. We want to come through and wrap everything together, and not only reduce the fees, but also look at and be that advisor, that specialized payment advisor to you, to advise you on what we see in the marketplace, what we see trending, that you should do 2%, 5%, 10% holdback. And just total transparency to everyone on the phone. We don't profit off of whatever you put away. That's your money. We don't charge you a fee for that. We don't charge you anything. That's your money. And you're probably asking yourself, well, how do you guys make your money? We make our money off of the processing fees that you do, very, very small, pennies upon pennies. But at the end of the day, we're in this for the long run. Our approach is quantity and quality. We want to help what we signed up for and what we put our heart and soul into, to help you from a pricing strategy and standpoint, and a saving strategy and standpoint. And we want you to be looked at as, wow, that person's smart. They've been putting away 7.5% for the last 3 years, and that's their nest egg, and they forgot about it. And they reduced their fees by 50% moving to Payrock, and they have a customer service. And this is very important, Michael. I didn't talk about this. One thing that we did in the last year is we stood up a dedicated team to only focus on salons. What does that mean? From the selling approach, from the customer service approach, we have a specialized phone number that people call into just for salons, nobody else. That is it, only salons. So we have dedicated people that stood up, because I always listen first. And the word on the street was Payrock service wasn't there. We weren't there taking care of our end client. So what we did is we shifted, we reinvented ourselves and said, I'm putting a bunch of bandwidth into this, because service is number one in our hearts. Because when you have an issue, or you have a funding issue or a terminal issue, we want to be there for you, and we want to fix that issue, because time is money. And if you lose time, you're never going to get that time back, right, or that money back, possibly.
Right. A couple of points. One is, there's a few people that are on my dashboard that are validating your clients, that are saying that since Payrock and your salon only team, that there hasn't been a time where there was an issue. And there's always something, technology is technology. They call the team, and the team, basically I'm looking for it. It came in about 10 minutes ago when we were chatting. Here it is. I have used Payrock for 10 years. They were talking about integrity. Now Payrock, every service issue I've ever had, they've always taken care of. The team is great. Feels good to have a professional service that understands salons, and he put, quote, gets, unquote, us. So Matthew Pierce is he's a raving fan. Now, the other thing I want to ask you on the short time that I have is, you now has, up until now, the hub of the digital ecosystem in a salon is the software service provider. And this is where it could get sticky, where I'd love to have Payrock, but my service provider has another this and we need to have code for that. You've come up with a brilliant breakthrough so that it doesn't matter what point of sale software service provider you're plugged into, you have a way of augmenting that. Talk about that.
Mhm. Yeah, no, thanks. And look, I'm like you, Michael. I hate losing. I hate the word no. I'm a yes man. And how do I turn those no's into a yes? Well, I go out and I figure it out and I find the solution to where I never have to say no. So with our technology that we acquired, an e-conduit, it allows us to connect to basically any device out there. And when there's a proprietary device or a point of sale system that we can't talk to or integrate with, we figure out on the back end how to do that, because we don't like saying no to customers. Now, look, totally honest and transparent. Are there a handful of clients out of thousands of clients that I'm going to have to say no to because the technology is so embedded? Sure, there is, but that's a very, very, very small chance. It's less than 0.01% chance. So those of you that have been told from your competitors or your peers that, oh no, you could only work with this processor or this acquirer or this partner, they're wrong, because we have figured out a way to get in there and revamp what you're doing and have business not interrupted and have that screen display the same thing, unless you want to change. The world is your oyster. What do you want from us? That's the way I look at it, is you tell me what you want and I can fix it. We take the doctor's approach, Michael. I walk into a doctor's office. They don't know what's wrong with me until I tell them what's wrong. That's the same thing with our partners. Tell me what I can fix, because I can fix a lot of things. I know I could do what your processor is doing good. I'm not worried about that. But how can we fix what the issues you're having today and then enhance those and make sure we integrate seamlessly?
I love it. Well, listen, I'm out of time with you, my friend. I know you got a lot of stuff cooking on. I have a mini tutorial that I'm going to be giving people watching this. It's amazing. My classroom is plumb full, and there's a lot of people now that have been in the community supporting it, and then there's a lot of newer people going, oh, wow, I want this. They see it for themselves, and I have another piece of content I want to give them. So thank you very much for coming on with us today, Adam. I really appreciate it. Promise me you'll come back for an encore, because my hunch is that in this pocket of light that's currently just under 400, in the next year, it's going to exponentially grow. We're going to see a 3, 4, 5 time addition to that. So please come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, my friends, we're going to give it up for Adam one more time. You guys, stay well, Adam.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away, because I've got something very important I want to give you, because some of you have been hanging out with me for many moons, and you know that the saving your money, paying yourself first. This is our 4-rule millionaire mindset, and we're going to apply it to the salon owner and you, so that you can see how this integrates in a very transparent way. This is not telling any secrets or anything. We're being very, very transparent. So give yourself a raise. That's always when you're behind the chair as an owner. You know how to turn up the dials and knobs on your income. And as you're plugged into Summit, you can turn up the salon's profitability as you're getting motivated too. But the biggie, the absolute biggie, is pay yourself first as you're paying down your debt. Don't wait for your debt to be paid off if you're a salon owner. You pay yourself first. That's what Salon Pay is about. And you're doing this by being conscious of your profit and loss, your budget guidelines. So this is not a new conversation. But to take it on the front end is important. Some of you have been hanging out with me. I'm going to do my tape exercise. I brought this to the world. I don't even want to tell you when I brought it to the world. I think it was in the late 80s. And it went against an idea whereby a lot of people working in the salon, they'll go, okay, I'm a service provider and I'm on this commission, whatever this commission rate is. And once the salon owner takes the salon owner's part, this is my commission, and the salon owner is making a profit. They're keeping the rest. or the salon owner is sticking the rest in their pocket. And I remember long ago, I would say to them, there's one thing better than the truth, and that's the whole truth. So this is what I use for the whole truth. This is 100% of every dollar that comes into the salon. And if you use Summit budget guidelines, we know that out of 100% of the dollars that come in, about 50 to 55% goes to payroll. So if you're in the salon, it's like, this is yours, right? And this is, mine, as in the salon owner. However, I've got some other people that are in here as well. So let's take a peek at what that is. My back bar and purchases are running at about 16, 17%. I think it's 17%. So we got it. This goes to the brands. This goes to the distributors. This is why the brands and the distributors are so involved and care so much about us, because in essence, they're our partners. When we grow, they grow. And no, wait, there's more. There's this other person that comes to mind called the landlord. We pay rent, or we make a mortgage payment on the property that we own. But this goes to the landlord. And then from there, there's a 1 to 2% advertising, and the bank fee, the Payrock bank fee, the 1 to 2% bank charge. And then there is professional fees from accountants to the whatevers, and then we got all the miscellaneouses. Heck, that's another 10. That's another 10%, and then it goes. And then we got front desk, and we've got this, and we got now we eventually go, if you're following the Summit's budget guidelines, we're around 5-10%, maybe. And what Payrock Salon Save is saying is, so, it's interesting, because when I've done this before in a salon meeting, some of the staff go, this is all the owner has? Yep. Well, why would the owner want to be an owner? We say, well, this is a question that the owners are asking themselves every night before they go to bed. They love people, they want to grow their people, but this is yours. What Payrock Salon Save is let's pay you first. Let's take your 5%, your 6%, whatever that is, and you can figure that out either with your Summit coach or the Payrock financial consultants or whatever, but determine what that is. And if you're frightened about it, make it 1%. Make it 2%, or don't even make it 1%, $50, $100, but pay yourself first, so that at the end of 5 years, 10 years, whatever that is, you can be, you heard Adam, he's got a client base of 70,000 businesses. 10,000 of them are salons. I want you to hear that now, my friends. 371 of them are salons out of that 10,000 that are on the Salon Safe program. So we have, what is that? Not even 3% are taking advantage of it. Now, there's a number of you that are watching it. Whatever processor you're on, it's not this. So if there was an award for the number one highly unique, sustainable, value-added point of difference in a credit card processing company like Payrock, I would say this is the conversation. I'm going to be interviewing the second millionaire in the next couple of weeks. I won't give it away, but she's plugged in. A couple of weeks ago, I interviewed Dana, who has $800,000 in her account and didn't know it. Because you get to a place where when you don't see it, you don't miss it, and you just learn how to make this efficient. So I want you to hear this over and over and over again. I love you too much to not have you hear this and engaged in it. And I believe somebody from Payrock is on the, yes, Christina Mateus is there, and she's left, I believe, the link, yes, email. I will put the link on this post as well, but I really want you to get involved in this, so that 5 years, 10 years from now, I can say I knew you before you were rich and terribly happy. At the end of your ride, I mean, These people are still 30 something, 40 something. So they've got their salon exit strategy paid for 10, 15, 20 years before they're ready to exit. I've seen a lot of exit strategies, whether it's shareholder programs and or finding a buyer before you sell. I've seen it over and over and over again, but I have not seen something as simple and practical and profound as this. They say that the essence of genius is simplicity. I think the Payrock Salon Safe program is simply genius because it brings you there, and it's supported by the 4-rule millionaire mindset. It's how you, the salon owner, become a behind the chair salon owner millionaire. So you can see I'm stoked about it. I could continue to rant and rant and rant on it. This is brought to you, this conversation, by the way, is from L'Oreal Salon Emotion. And no, wait, there's more. Payrock is a strategic digital partner that's in the collaborative of L'Oreal. So L'Oreal just doesn't, let anybody into their community. It is the only credit card processing company at this point that's part of the L'Oreal collaborative. So trust me when I tell you that there's been enormous due diligence done on Payrock. So take advantage of this. This is all their brands. Thank you, L'Oreal Salon Emotions, that all of this is brought to you by them. So thank you very much. Been a great conversation, you guys. I hope that you continue to be benefited from this. At least once a week, I'm going to be bringing you millionaires from this secret community, from this sacred community, because this is not secret, it's sacred. To continue to prove to you that you can become a millionaire behind the chair. So it's all good, and stay tuned. We will have more for you as time goes on.